Okay, so let me make a real quick video here. I was talking to my family about food and stuff a couple days ago and Christmas and whatever. So I bought these hot dogs, something I've never had before and then I never would buy. But I bought them for a reason, and I'm going to explain that here in a second. But first, for those of you who don't know or need a refresher in my family or whoever watches this video, I'm a vegan. I eat as raw as possible. I eat one meal a day, which I'm eating now, which is about, I think it's about 6 o'clock. And I drink water all day. I do make an occasional smoothie that's made out of plant protein, meal replacements, or fresh juice and fruits and stuff like hemp, chia, poppy, sunflower, ground up and everything in my little coffee grinder and then in my smoothies. What you have here is something else I drink. This is a little bit of spirulina that gets put into my amazing grass juices. They come in varieties of flavors, and I just want to make this video quickly because there's a lot of important things to make. But they basically have the same grass in it, different grasses: oat, wheat, grass, barley grass, stuff like that. But then they differ in the fruits, veggies, and whatever else is in there. Some of them, there's one berry flavor that has sea vegetables in it, like 3 to 4 different varieties of like kelps and sea lettuces and stuff like that. This one here and the rest of them are strictly, stuff grown in the ground and on the earth. But they're great for alkalinity over acidity. This would be considered acidic. Everything else that I'm going to be eating is considered alkaline or neutral. So anyway, it's got a lot of vitamins and minerals in it. It's all plant material. It's vegan, and it's really nice to drink. That being said, the next thing I do besides vegan one meal a day, organic non-GMO to the best of your abilities. This is not. And again, I'm going to explain why I bought that. The rest of this stuff is. Except this one, because I have which my next law that I live by I'm going to tell you about. I could not find this in a container. They all come in bags, and bags aren't recycling. So for the last 2 years, well, even longer than that, I stopped eating certain things. And because they were just getting wasted, bags. When I go to the supermarket, I just put what I need in the cart. When it comes to produce, I just put it in the cart, and then I put it into a paper bag at the end. I don't pull out those little plastic bags from the produce section and fill tomatoes in one, this in another, this in another. That's more waste, garbage, landfill, waste. So this is not organic non-GMO. Now, let's go over this. Organic non-GMO to the best of my ability, everybody should do. Alkaline, raw, one meal a day, vegan. Now the next is recycling. Recyclable. You got to check your place, and you got to check overall in the country, because a lot are recyclable, but they're not getting recycled. For instance, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6, and 7s, or excuse me, 3, 4s, 5, 6, and 7s will not be recyclable plastics in some places. In other places it will. But eventually, what I looked at and what I researched, and I watched videos, they show them that they're getting tossed into landfills or winding up in the ocean because there's not the proper place to take them anymore. And why is that? Because of money. There's no money in recycling those types of plastic. So that's the second law I live by. Get what I can only truly recycle: glass and plastic that's 1, 2 HPDE, whatever that even stands for. That's recyclable, and cans like this are recyclable. So that's another important thing, because when you only have one meal a day, you minimalize everything anyway. And then when you really say, I'm only buying what I need, then you don't waste all that other stuff, bags and paper and all the other crap. You just don't waste it. So important again, recycling, minimalist, vegan, one meal a day, organic, non-GMO. And now the next thing I'm going to show you before I tell you about these hot dogs and the meal I'm making is to grow your own food also helps. It helps reduce your spending of money. It's a great, awesome, I don't even call it a hobby. It brings such life and colors and awesomeness to your home and to your meals. So in this meal, because I just started this about a year ago, outdoors, and I just about 2 months ago started it indoors. So I'm slowly getting things that I can use in my house. I still have to go to the store as for now, but I'm going to show you what I do and what I have. So the tomato and the lettuce here We're store bought. The avocado, I can't grow an avocado tree right now or anything like that where I live. I live in an apartment, second floor. That's also important. I'm going to show you that what you can do no matter where you live or how you live. So there's fresh basil in here. That comes from my house. The cucumbers I'm starting. They're still growing. I had trouble with one of the cucumbers, so I started another 2 or 3 plants. But right now, the basil is the only thing that I have grown in this meal. But there is going to be a lot of other stuff that's grown. So now let me go show you that real briefly and then talk about these dogs. Alright, so this is a 3-tiered shelf. If you want to know about the lighting in the shelves, just go under my gardens, nature, and crystal finds, and you'll see the setup and what it costs and all that. Like I said, it's leftover, so a lot of plant stuff, flowers, but I do have some things coming in now as far as food. So 2 new cucumbers are going over there. Something else is starting. There's some parsley over there. These are strawberry plants here. As you can see, the one strawberry made another one, and it's making another one, which is really cool. And then down here, I got some cucumbers, some tomatoes, that's tomato, and pepper plant, like red bell, green peppers. And over here, the same. This was an exhausted pepper plant, but I'm experimenting with it, and I cut it down. It's growing new leaves, so I'm going to see if it does anything. Here's a big tomato plant over the last month. It just exploded. Here's one that gave me tomatoes. I cut it down, and it's growing again. It's growing brand new stuff. Will it beat the white flies? Because they're a pain in the neck, no matter what I've done with them, as you see. I've used the neem oil, like they say, but it's atomic bomb maybe will get rid of them. I don't know. And then here's the pepper plants again. You can see here. There's some beautiful peppers there. And let me tell you real quickly, these tomatoes, with the tomatoes, I did store-bought. I did store-bought non-GMO organic Roma. And I did the same in a seed that I bought from an online distributor. And they both came out the same. They both look the same. They both taste the same. So you can do that from the store-bought tomatoes. These are from a store-bought red bell pepper, organic, non-GMO. I did the same thing. So the other ones you saw in these, they're all from store-bought. I ate them, cleaned the seeds off, let them sit for a day, planted them, boom, boom, boom. And like I said, I already got like 4 or 5 off of that plant and everything. Over here is my massive growth of basil. It's grown really awesome all over the place. And I've cut 2 of these twice. It was up to here. It was all the way up to here, and I cut it down. So that's awesome. Blueberries, they finally started giving some flowers and everything. Celery, social garlic. I don't use garlic as the bulbs. I just use those things. I call them leaves or whatever. You cut them up and you saute them or eat them raw. Over here, the raspberry took a hit from spider mites, but now it's growing back beautiful. About 3 weeks, and it's growing all over again. So that's what's in this room. And over here, I rearranged some things. So here's some other cucumbers growing here, and tomatoes and tomatoes. Now, I never had a problem with bugs. I don't want to go over this now because this isn't really what for this video. I think this is a stray zinnia plant. I don't know how it got in there. I never had any trouble for 6 months indoors, not with this rack, but indoors on my balcony and down below on the apartment grounds. They allowed me to do stuff. I didn't have any issues with other than white flies showed up out of nowhere. I don't know, it must have came from the soil, right? And I tried to deal with them. I just let them go. They only attack basically the zinnia and the, which is not edible. It's just a big, beautiful flower. And the tomato. The tomato seems to withstand it, so I don't go crazy anymore with it. But now, then there was a new problem. The spider mites out of nowhere. Must have been from the other bag of soil that I bought months later. And they're easy to get rid of if you can just cut sections of the leaves off and stuff like that, or if you want to spray neem on them or something. I rather just cut the sections off and throw them outside. So I took care of most of all that. Then about a month ago, I saw these things on my tomato plants, and I keep getting rid of them. And let's see if you can see it real quick. They're tiny little dots. I didn't know what they were at first. They must have came from the soil as well. And I just roll them off. They're tiny little baby aphids that will turn into aphids that can actually, there's one crawling there, that will start flying around to other places. Now, I don't like to kill things or anything, so again, I do my best to try to roll them off, let the plant grow as fast as it can, and do my best with that. So I just wanted to share with you that real quickly, that there are things that can still happen, and you can see them all over, and I just try to roll them off, shake them off, and then they grow back on, and I'll see what happens. But they're growing pretty good, the tomatoes, the cucumbers. The cucumbers, you can see the white flies. They never did anything to my cucumber plants. And I'm talking fast because I don't want a super long video. So anyway, it can be done. You can handle it. Don't get, weirded out because there's bugs and stuff. You just take care of it as it happens. These are just poppies, like beautiful poppy flowers. Up here are strawberries, which is really cool. This is like probably about the biggest they get. This plant produced a whole bunch, and then they never did anything. Ooh, I see spider mites right here. Get off of there. I just break the webs down. And so it produced a whole bunch of flowers with minimal strawberries, and then they didn't work. And then about 2 weeks later, they started producing more. And this time around, it looks like they're going to grow bigger ones. And as you can see over here, not that one, but this one, that one, and then there's some down there growing. I cut a few off already, and I had them. And then over here, and then over here. It's really fun too. And then look over here, and over here. And I don't know what this stray is, a weed or a plant or something. I got to see. So now, I have a ton of strawberry plants, and as you can see, and they produce daughter plants. And this one right here has produced this one, which is going this way, and I got it right down into there, and then down over there. And then this one has got that one, and that one starting. And then what I noticed is somewhere along here, where did I see? Or was it on the other one? Let me see real quickly here. Oh yeah, here it is. So this one's going to be a daughter plant too. So that's another strawberry plant. And I showed you out there, I have more strawberry plants that are producing daughters. So it's really awesome. And the berries. Okay. Wild mint plant that I got from outdoors 3 years ago. I planted it. I ripped it up from the ground, a little one, and it's growing. And then there's some herbs there. Some of my herbs took a hit, and some of my herbs I use. Here's cilantro, the parsley out there. One of them is good, one of them took a hit. Here's some red romaine. I used the rest of the lettuce already, so I restarted stuff. So as you can see, it's pretty good. Now I'm going to do potatoes. I want to put potatoes in there and a few other things. But you can see you could grow things in minimal space, and it looks really nice, and it's fun, and you use less money. And you eat organic and natural, non-GMO, and you take care of it. It's fun, it puts love into it, and it's just a lot more natural. And we should be able to grow our own stuff and stop wasting things. Okay, so briefly, the tomatoes, the next batch that you see growing, those little guys, they are actually from a tomato that I grew and ate from the store. Then I grew a plant, I got the tomato, I ate it, and I used those seeds, and now they're regrowing. Now to give you an example of how cool this is, see if I can do this. Alright, this is my seed bank in case the world and Nibiru and all these other so-called things happen in the world. Oh my God! I'll be able to regrow my own food and I'll survive and I'll not give any to anybody. No, just kidding. I'm a giver. Organic red bell pepper seeds, that's, I got tons of them from the ones I grew. Here's the tomatoes. And coriander seeds, everything. I grew some of my cilantro out, so they seeded. So now I got coriander seeds. I can use them as seed to eat, or I can use them to plant plants. And then there's flowers, and there's all kinds of stuff going on in there. There's tons of it. That's just to show you. All right, so I said I was going to grow potatoes. I tried doing it last winter, and they were growing like crazy, but it wasn't warm enough, I guess, and sunny enough, and I didn't have the lights at the time. I was just doing it through the lighting coming out of my back door. But I am going to do it, and I got some yellow gold potatoes or golden little potatoes, organic, ready to go soon, and then they're going to be planted, so I'm going to start those. And that's what this soup is. So just boil up some potatoes, the golden yellow ones, yellow gold ones, the little ones, and boil them up, put them in a food processor, and you're going to make a soup out of it. So what is in here? There's some sea salt and some pepper, green onion. Now the green onion does not go in the food processor. You just want that laid in there. You can't see it right now, but it's in there. And the only other thing in here, because I call it cheesy potato soup, and I just tried this for the first time and it's awesome. So I got myself this vegan Parmesan, and if it focuses, you can read it. My camera is the worst. Whether I'm doing rocks, plants, or a meal, it's like I'll focus when I want to focus, no matter what it is. Let's see. There it goes. All right, and it's non-GMO, organic, soy-free, gluten-free, and all that. So I added that in here and made a cheesy soup to it. Now I got one other hot dog, and I'm gonna make a bowl of this with some hot dogs in it. So that stuff I just showed you is excellent as a Parmesan cheese. It's excellent for this soup because it really makes it. It takes the powder and it turns it into like the goo, and it makes a nice cheese out of it. So it's like great for potato soup. I made potato cheesy cakes, like potato cakes in a saucepan. It fries up really nice and it oozes out the cheese. So that's a really great thing too. I get it from Thrive Market online, my online food store. All right, so that's what's for dinner tonight, along with this. Now, most of the time, I just eat this kind of stuff like you see it, or on a plate. The hot dog thing is, well, it was once a year in the summer. It hasn't been for 2 years, and now we're going to talk about why I bought these. So the key is to be alkaline, raw as best you can. Even my plant protein stuff, which I'll break out at the end to show you so you can see what they are in case you want to buy them. One of them is raw, and it's really awesome, but they're all plant material, whether it's nuts, seeds, legumes, hemp type stuff, roots, leaves, veggies, whole foods. That's what you want to do. Just like a pool is crystal clean. You keep it at 7.0, between 7 and 8 on the pH scale. It's crystal clean. You'll never have bugs, viruses, disease, illnesses, allergies, you name it. All right. So there was a company that I used to buy. I think it's called Light Life or Light or something like that. And they were called Smart Dogs. And their dogs were really good. They were vegan, non-GMO, organic. I think they used soy, but it was organic and non-GMO, which again I try to avoid. But they came in a plastic, like how hot dogs, regular non-vegan hot dogs come in like that plastic kind of wrap, and they can't be recycled. So a couple years back, I don't even buy them anymore. So I saw these by accident when I was on Walmart getting some stuff that I needed online. And I thought, wow, I never saw that. That's a great idea. It comes in a can at least that can be recycled. If it came in glass, it would be even better, cleaner all around. What they say is that a can is the process of making cans or recycling cans is pretty dirty to the environment, they said, even though the can itself can be recycled. Where glass is probably the easiest thing. Just looking at glass compared to plastic and cans, it just seems that glass can be what's the word I'm looking for? Not clean, but sterilized, the easiest, and then broken down and turned back into another glass bottle. So that being said, I bought this even though I knew that I normally would never eat this. Now, why did I buy it? Because I'm going to talk to the company and see if they can make some changes. Not for me, but because most Western people, American people, kids in America grow up on hot dogs, pizza, chicken nuggets, and all that. Now, a company called Gardein makes a pretty decent non-GMO food product line, but they come in plastic type Ziploc bag things, resealable bags, and they can't be recycled, so that's no good. I don't know if there it goes. You look at that, and you could pause it. I'm going to talk. So, red number 3, I think it says down there. Okay, in other countries, it's banned. In the United Kingdom, it's banned. They say it causes cancer in rats and mice and other things. But in our country, the FDA said basically, we don't care. Yeah, you could use it. But in other countries, they say no. Europe, United Kingdom, nope, not allowed to use it. And there's some other stuff that I would normally not eat. It's not non-GMO and it's not organic. But they have the right idea in trying to make something vegan. They have the right idea where it can be recycled. So that's good. And the price was good. Now, they also pump it with vitamins, B12, niacin, and all the rest, as you can see there. And you can see this stuff. So my main concern is take the red dye out. Take some of the other crappy ingredients. Natural smoke doesn't need to be in there. There's so much stuff that doesn't need to be in here. There's companies that can make things with like 3-4 ingredients. Make it non-GMO or organic soy at least. Get the wheat out of there for gluten people who can't eat gluten, and just rearrange some ingredients. It can be done. It's simple. I mean, I'm not saying this because I'm a lab scientist. I'm saying this because I've seen it in other products. Other products are really decent and good, but they're not recyclable. So basically what I'm saying is take the best of each one and make it a recyclable product. And then maybe my family and their kids and everybody will say, hey, we'll try it. We'll try it, and it can be recycled. And it's vegan, and it's plant-based, and there's no animals involved in it, and there's no chemicals involved in it. Awesome. That's why I bought these, because I'm trying to, whether I reach one person or 1,000, if somebody can take that and say, wow, that's a great idea, I like this stuff, it tastes good, yada, 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 and now they go and they reach 1,000 or 100,000 people or 1,000,000 people online or something, then great. Now, the taste of these are excellent. The feel of them, excellent. The color of them, excellent. And there's no need for any of the other bullcrap. It's proven by other companies. So I'm going to write to them and say, can you do glass or some kind of sealed plastic that is recyclable? But I'm thinking glass. You know, like there's so many things in glass, and it like what the heck, like sun-dried tomatoes, roasted peppers. There's so many things. Olives. Why not do this? They basically come heads up, you know, north to south, stuck in a can. So why not a glass, a nice clear glass? I'm sure it could be done. So I'm going to call them or write to them and ask them to do some of that. I'm going to give them some options from other companies and see if they can morph their ingredient and their recycling into one awesome product. And that way, people who are interested in trying stuff can try stuff and recyclable at the same time. So that's why I bought that. But like I said, vegan, 1 meal a day, organic, non-GMO, buy only what's recyclable, truly recyclable. Try to do your best to grow your own food. Be minimal. When you go to the supermarket, you grab avocados, don't pull one of the bags down and put 2, 3, 4, 5 avocados in. Just throw them in your cart. You know, put them on the top part of your cart. And the cucumbers and your carrots. Don't put them in individual plastic bags that go wasting into a landfill. I mean, it's common sense, and I've been doing that for a long time. And again, you know, when you're not awake, and I wasn't awake years ago, 10 years ago, I wasn't into that stuff. I would have been like, yeah, plastic bag for this and plastic bag for that, blah, blah, blah. But I don't do that anymore. So I'm trying to help everybody else not do that. And when millions and millions of people can go vegan, can minimalize, and they're buying in consumerism and all the other stuff I talked about, then almost all the systems start to crumble because there's no need for all that garbage and junk. Like, I eat this, and once in a while I say, it's neat to have a hot dog again. Then I think, kind of doesn't even feel good on my stomach. My brain's like, it might be food-based, but it still tastes like a hot dog. Now, when I was telling my mother, when I eat this kind of stuff, even if I have a wrap, the wrap's not heavy, not bad. The soup isn't so bad either. When I go too far off of this, like if I was just to eat the 2 hot dogs without anything, I'd be like, that does not feel good on my stomach. When you eat a vegan meal for a long time and you're a vegan and you drink this kind of stuff and smoothies and water, you can't handle other stuff. The fresh fruits and veggies and stuff is what we're meant to be. That's how we used to be, and that's what we need to evolve to. Let me bust out some of the other things. You can see what I do, what I eat, and then you can get an idea if you want to, you know, buy some of these products. And again, they're recyclable too. All right, so that's one company, protein, smoothie, you know, thing. 25% vitamins and minerals, all natural foods. Everything's non-GMO, organic, and vegan and recyclable. This one's the best because it's raw and it has a ton of stuff in it. It's awesome. This one's pretty decent too. Way pricey. I only get it if I can get it at a great price. Walmart online has these guys at $25 sometimes. They're normally about $35 or more. So that's really good. This guy, the little guy's about $24. The big guy's about $44. 20-day supply, 28-day supply. So that's like a month's supply. Here's just some of the flavors. The chocolate's actually really good. The chocolate reminds me of Yoo-Hoo. I don't know if they sell it out of America, but if you remember Yoo-Hoo, it was chocolate drink, not chocolate milk. So it was basically water and cocoa, and it was, you know, like a liquefied chocolate milk. So that reminds me of that. It's really good. This strawberry lemonade ain't bad. This is the best one, the immunity tangerine one. This is the one that has the sea veggies in it as well as land. See, land, fresh water, and sea. It's awesome. This guy is a different company. It's Garden of Life, like the raw other guy. And it tastes like licorice. It's really good. It's awesome for you as an alkalizer. And I love the taste of it. And then real quickly here, I found this cocoa online, Walmart, from a third-party distributor. And it is awesome taste, organic, non-GMO, all that stuff. But it's in a recycled container, not in one of those plastic bags or cardboardy type tins, because the only cardboard they take around me in my 2 places south and north of me is corrugated cardboard box, like shipping boxes. No cereal boxes. None of those, you know, Quaker Oats things that look like they're a container but they're made of cardboard. They don't take any of that kind of stuff. So I found a cocoa when I need it in recyclable. Now let's go over here real quick. Boom. So I threw the hot dogs in my cheesy potato soup, and I threw some, what is it called? Tomatoes in there. Oh, and you know what else is in here? My mom wouldn't like it, but I used rosemary when I made the potatoes in the food processor. So it's got rosemary in it. Really great flavor. So that's a basic meal. Otherwise, normally there wouldn't be hot dogs in it. You'd see soup, and you'd see just the veggies and stuff like that. All right? Show you back over here real quick. And again, just do the kind of lifestyle I say or even better. There's people that have land and live in warm weather that I've seen on YouTube that turn their whole front and backyard into like park/garden/farms and forest. It's awesome. It's awesome. And you know what? The kids would love it. If you have kids, you see those strawberries growing and stuff, you tell me the kids wouldn't have so much fun watching them grow and how they make another plant and everything, and getting into gardening instead of what the kids do nowadays, which is nothing basically. All right, lots of love to you all, and I think that's all I wanted to say. And oh yeah, real quick, if you don't know, you can buy onions from the store, and you know you can grow them, cut them, and they'll still grow. Cut them, and they'll still grow. Maybe for a few weeks, and you'll get more and more every time. So if you never know that trick, now you do. All right, lots of love to you all. Bye bye.